topic of AI, we've started to see a couple of AI products appear in this space. We've seen essentially these are code supporting software solutions. I'm not even sure that they're a pure AI, but they are using elements of AI to provide a little bit more efficiency, maybe even notify the user, or not the user, but the coder or the engineer, what's actually happening inside the work, starting to notify them where there might be potential conflicts and issues. What is the future for Knapsack and AI? Do we see this being a bolt-on? Do we see ourselves like having to adopt that entirely? Like, what's the future for us?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much opportunity with AI in general, right? There's, we'll just put aside the whole like get everyone to agree to let their data touch AI, thing for a second. That'll complicate stuff. But, on the one hand, you think about a robust, mature design system, and that documentation site might as well be an encyclopedia or the Silmarillion if you're a Tolkien fan. Like, there's so much information, and it may be rich, but I just got to figure out how to do this thing in this context that's relevant to me, or I just want to figure out, whatever that one Elven King was at that certain century, right? So you can flip through the book and try and find it, or you can have something like a language model that you can interact with that in a more intelligent way. So that's really interesting. There's also, we've seen a little bit of advent of tools that help with things just like rudimentary operations and building out a system, defining a color palette of different scales and brightnesses based on a few raw colors that you select. There's a lot of commonality in a lot of systems. And so the idea of going into something like Knapsack that provides sort of the technical infrastructure and saying, hey, build me a design system using MUI with a theme that looks like this, like that's probably very, very, very close, right? In terms of just what the explosion we're seeing. So, and then what we're also excited about is from a generative AI standpoint, so much of generative AI that we see today, if you go on Twitter and look for, a video about someone making a website with language prompts, yes, it is a front end sort of site. Sometimes there's a database, but it's not necessarily that connected to how our customers, big enterprises, ship product. And what we like is that Knapsack and the design system provides the constraints to make generative AI practically applicable and useful. By constraints, I mean the components that have been built, artfully crafted and tested and are accessible and have certain structured data props that can be configured and then they can be assembled. Like, these are the constraints that fit into the way your engineering team ships your business. And so if you can go into something like Knapsack and say, give me a new landing page that's conversion focused, that has these types of CTAs and this data collection, and I need 3 different iterations on it, and it's for this, market, like, that's really, really powerful. And all the mechanisms to assemble are there. The things it's being assembled with are what you've already built and the pieces you have, and the output is now something that is something you can actually deliver. So there's a lot of things in that area that we're excited to work on this year.
Yeah. Once again, constraints in design actually matter. So that's the same whether you're writing a prompt or whether you're trying to create a design, those constraints matter.